She didn't look like a person when he first saw her. She looked like a shadow, a trembling figure hidden behind the auction cage, wrists rubbed raw from the chains, eyes so hollow they barely reflected light. People walked past her as if she were invisible. Because broken, things rarely attract buyers. But when Daniel turned to leave, a faint whisper brushed against his ears. So soft he thought he imagined it. "Buy me, make me yours." He froze. It wasn't the words that stopped him. It was the way she said them. Not with desperation. Not with fear. But with hope. A hope so fragile it felt like it would shatter if he exhaled. Before we continue this powerful story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Frontier Hearts, where every story reminds us that kindness still matters. Daniel was a man who lived simply, quietly, and mostly alone. He wasn't a hero, wasn't a fighter, wasn't the type to rush toward trouble. He fixed fences, tended to his horses, and tried to stay out of the world's cruelty. But something about this girl, this fragile, bruised stranger with a whisper like cracked glass, cut straight through the armor he didn't know he'd built. He walked back to the cage, and when she lifted her eyes to him, they weren't hollow anymore. They were pleading, as if she wanted someone, anyone, to see that she still existed. He asked her name. She shook her head slowly. "They took it," she whispered. Those 3 words hit him harder than a punch. The auctioneer didn't care who bought her. "Cheap," he grunted. Broken merchandise. Daniel didn't haggle, didn't argue, didn't think. He simply said, "I'll take her." But as he reached for her arm to help her down, she flinched so violently he had to pull his hand back. Her fear wasn't small. It was the kind carved by years of being owned, so he didn't touch her. He simply stepped back and gave her space. "You can walk beside me," he said softly. "You choose the distance." That was the first moment her eyes warmed. Just a little. When they reached his ranch, he expected silence. Fear. Trembling. Instead, she walked to the open field, kneeling in the grass like she'd forgotten what freedom felt like. Her hands touched the earth as if it were something sacred. "Is this allowed?" she asked. Daniel swallowed the lump in his throat. "All of it is allowed," he said. "You're safe here." She closed her eyes, and for the first time he heard her exhale with relief instead of terror. Days passed. She spoke little, but every time she did, it was gentle, like she was learning what her own voice sounded like. Then came the twist he never expected. One morning, she handed him a tiny wooden carving, clumsy, uneven, clearly shaped by someone who had never held a knife for anything except survival. It was a carving of a small bird with broken wings. He stared at it, confused. "I made it," she said. "It's how I felt when you found me." Then she pressed a second carving into his hand. A bird with wings spread wide. "And this," she whispered, "is what you made me feel now." Daniel wasn't an emotional man, but he felt that. All of it. And he realized something. He didn't save her. He only showed her a door. She walked through it herself.